Hello and welcome to Bitsbox World, builds made easy. Thanks for stopping by today and joining me in my video. I'll be looking at Warhammer the Old World, my first ever battle of this. So it's a battle report, and I got together with a good friend of mine. We decided to do 500 point battle, a pitch battle, nice and easy, nice and simple. I took High Elf Realms and he's taken Bretonnian Exiles. So let's get into this. My army then, High Elf Realms, I called them Sons of Ulthan. 500 points there, and I went with a character heavy led army just because I thought that might swing the battle with only 500 points. I've got a noble there who will be my general, sat on top of a griffin with full plate armor, a shield, so nice 3+ armor save there with the extra toughness of the griffin. And then for a bit of magic, Ruby Ring of Ruin, so a fireball there. And then my core units, 5 elven archers, love archers, good range, good distance. And then I've got some Illyrian reavers as well, so for a bit of speed, bit of hitting with my cavalry. And then for special units, 8 sword masters, so they're quite good at deflecting shots from archers and incoming missiles towards them, and they hit hard. They've got a nice punch. I've always liked sword masters for high elves. They've been pretty decent through the years. And this is my friend's Bretonnian Exile army. So they are the exiles, not the standard ones, so they've probably offended the lady, I guess, and been chucked out of Bretonnia. Gone with 3 characters, all outcast wizards. One, the general, is called Double. There's Toil, and Trouble is the other wizard. Core units, we've got 28 men at arms. They are pole arms, shield and light armor. Standard bearer in that one. 5 knights of the realm. They have great weapons and heavy armor. 18 peasant bowmen, nothing on them, just longbows and defensive stakes. And then a special unit of 5 squires with longbows, and they have the scout rule. Those guys have got the leader of the army called Uric. He is the leader of the men, but the general for today is the outcast wizard, Double. Interesting army, lot of firepower there, lot of missile power coming in. We'll see how that plays out. So deployment, let's get to it. Our board was quite simple. We set it up with some orc huts in the corner with some barricades around them, a farmhouse, and then 2 hillsides as well, trying to make a nice fair battle there. So there is the Bretonnians arrayed in their glory, all the bowmen in one long line, joined by a wizard, the men at arms joined by another wizard, and one standing on its own. And then I put my high elves very smartly, I thought, in the corner, because I wasn't getting the start. The Bretonnians were getting the first round, and I thought I need to hide these guys from being made into a pincushion because of the arrows. Uric and his squires were placed down by the farmhouse. They were allowed to set up after we had finished because of the scout rule. So let's get into this then. Turn 1. So he started off by running away with his knights on foot, and then his archers opened fire on my Illyrian reavers, killing 3 in the process, turning them into a nice pin cushion. Awful, horrible. Nothing else was in range, no magic or anything like that. I decided to just hang around the orc huts and just move my guys out of any way of being shot, but left my archers ready to return fire at his bowmen. So they managed to pick off 2 guys, not too bad. And then I turned my attention to the Illyrian reavers. They were charging in. One got shot on the way in, but the other one got into combat with the 5 squires. Managed to kill 2 of them, but then was killed in return. Sad times, my Illyrian reavers are down. Turn 2. So his men-at-arms, they wheeled round, but his knights continued to run away. But it was sad times for the elven archers. The sky turned black as the arrows flew and bombarded them, turning the battlefield into a bloody mess. Enraged, my elves that remained, they decided they're going to bring the fight to the Bretonnians and just moved up. Turn 3 then, this felt like a turning point in the battle. My noble on his griffin had got into the flank of the opposing army and was causing some concern. So the wizards tried to deal with the noble and the griffin. Double used the Ring of Ruin to let off a fireball that singed the feathers of the griffin. And the bowmen, unfazed by their impending doom, decided to release their arrows. Joined by the squires, they managed to kill 4 swordmasters. But knowing that the end was coming, my griffin charged into the side of them, killing 2 and making them flee. My griffin stayed where he was because he didn't want to be countercharged. Turn 4, the pressure heated up as my general stood in the open. The wizards saw their chance to release their spells. The air crackled and the ground shook as the magic blast crashed into the griffin and his rider. But as the griffin seethed in pain, taking 2 wounds, one wizard was in trouble. As the wizard struggled to contain the power, an almighty blast blew out from him, causing himself 1 wound and killing 3 men-at-arms, comrades that had fought by his side. This outcast wizard had gone too close to the sun and been burnt. The bowmen and the squires kept doing what they had been doing all game so far, releasing their arrows to the detriment of the High Elves, killing another 3 swordmasters and leaving 1, who with no more hope decided to charge and was shot down by the squires. But revenge came quickly against the bowmen as the noble and the griffin charged into their flank, killing 6 in one go and making them run. The bowmen rallied just to be hit again. Turn 5 then, things are looking a bit ropey for the High Elves. The Bretonnians move their wizards away from any ensuing charge. The knights swivel ready for a charge if the bowmen die, and the men-at-arms reform into a big long rank. So if those bowmen get destroyed, the griffin will have a choice to hold or to crash into another unit. Let the battle commence, so all of the archers are wiped out and the griffin redirects. The battle was fierce and the knights on foot do 1 wound, the griffin kills 1 but makes them run. Turn 6, final turn. So the griffin is off the edge of the battlefield, having chased the knights on foot off and slain them, leaving the men-at-arms only able to reform. Facing a loss, the noble does the only thing he can to try and salvage the battle. He flies over the men-at-arms, lands and unleashes the Ring of Ruin, turning the wizard into a scorched crater on the battlefield. But is this enough to salvage anything from this battle? So there we go, got to the end. Who's the winner then? Is it the High Elves or is it the Bretonnian Exiles? Well, in actual fact, it ended as a draw. This was not expected at all. I was very concerned, but most of my points were in my griffin and my noble. So here's the results. Dead or fled, victory points for the High Elves 220 and for the Bretonnians 258. But that is actually a draw because you need 100 points to actually have a victory. There we go, first game down. It was a lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed this battle report of my first game of the old world, and I will see you in another video. Thanks for watching Bits Box World, builds made easy.